Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, today I felt a little less productive. I felt like I got so much stuff done yesterday, and like again too, for like being a Monday, I didn't get up exceptionally early. I actually woke up earlier today and I still felt like I got so much more stuff done yesterday, but I still feel like I got to a lot and like was pretty productive today. One thing that I've been procrastinating doing, and not so much procrastinating. See, like here's the thing, guys. I feel like a procrastinator is like a person that intentionally chooses not to do something, or like, you know, just like doesn't want to do something. Whereas when I say I procrastinate something, it's more like I kind of have a reason to not do it, than like intentionally just being like, I'd rather do something else. So in a lot of cases, when I'm procrastinating something, it's not always because I don't want to do it. It's because like there's a reason kind of why I can't do it or something along those lines. But I sort of, again too, I guess I did procrastinate actually doing it, and I don't really know why, but I ended up actually getting an air purifier for my room. It's like a small one, and I have been wanting an air purifier for a very long time because we have got 3 dogs and 2 guinea pigs, and you know, like we don't live in a place where like the air quality is normally, you know, pretty good, or at least like average. That's our normal like outdoor air quality. I'm assuming I have like seasonal allergies, because I do notice that my allergies kind of tend to, you know, I get stuffed up, sneezy, watery eyes, like that kind of stuff. You know, again too, during certain times of the year when it seems like the pollen would be a lot worse. So I feel like, you know, I get a lot more stuffed up and things like that. And again too, the issue with the dogs as well, like we've got you know, 3 dogs that shed a lot and have a lot of, you know, pet dander and all of that kind of stuff as well. So I've been wanting an air purifier for a very, very long time. We used to have like I don't know if it was a whole house air purifier or at least like a large room air purifier in our living room for like the longest time. It was actually one of our friends. I don't remember what brand it was, but there was a point in time where I don't remember why my mom was like, oh, like we've been sick a lot or like something like that, and our family friends were like, you guys need an air purifier for your house. So they actually borrowed us one of theirs up until I think like we bought like a filter for it. We used it for like that period of time. Then when the filter was up, I think we ended up like giving it back to them or whatever. But I remember having like an air purifier, and again too, this was like an old school one. I feel like a lot of the ones now, they look so like sleek and modern and like everything like that. This was like just a box with like a fan, and it had like a filter in it. Like that was what it was. But you know, like I think honestly though, it was one of the ones that were probably like top of the market kind of thing like at the time, and so that's why they were like it was during a season where I think either we were getting sick a lot or like my mom was like, I don't know if we're like allergic to the animal, so like they were letting us like borrow it to kind of like test it out to see if like that was what the issue was, and like, you know, maybe we needed to get an air purifier, because again too, like even if you do have like animal allergies or like light, I feel like animal allergies, like Matthew kind of, it's funny, when he comes home, seems like his allergies, like he says they get worse. Like over Christmas he said they were kind of bad, and that's probably from the dogs, and also too because he just like doesn't have dogs. He's either always been allergic to them and just never really noticed it because he never noticed like being away from them and then being back like having them, or like, you know, exactly what it was. But like now when he's been back for like an extended period of time, his allergies kind of get bad. And my dad also has kind of bad allergies as well. He definitely thinks he's allergic, like has some type of allergies. It's not like he's like allergic, like horribly allergic to the dogs or anything like that. Matthew had a friend in school that was, and we'd have to do like a lot of precautionary things like in order to have him like come over to our house, because we had at the time 2 dogs, so like, you know, and he had to like take medication and stuff like that, like very allergic to dogs. Whereas again too, it's like you have like allergies to dogs, which is I think more like what my dad has, probably what Matthew has, like that kind of stuff. But I feel like so much of that can be really helpful if you do have an air purifier, and like a good air purifier. And again too, that was what our friends loaned us, and at the time it seemed like it worked worked really, really well. And like I've always had that like in my mind. This was when I was little though. We were like, you know, it might have been around the time or maybe before Jack was born or something like that. And so, you know, it's just like I've always had that like kind of in the back of my mind. Like we all just seemed like, I don't know, again, too, like less stuffed up, like less allergy, you know, like symptoms and stuff like that when we had the air purifier. And so I've always wanted one. And it's like specifically though, I've wanted one for my room because again, too, having like a one for the living room is not really going to help my room, especially because I have my door closed all the time. Like, you know, I'm normally just in my room. So to not have one specifically like for my bedroom, like I've really, really wanted one. My parents have a little tiny one that when Matthew was home, they used it in the back room when he was in there like over Christmas to like try and help and stuff like that, which I think he said it worked pretty well. But you know, like I said, I've been like looking into and wanting an air purifier for a while. So that was one of the things that I think it honestly came not this last weekend, but I think the weekend before that. And I not put it together yet because, and here's where the maybe I procrastinated, maybe I didn't. I had to get behind my desk in order to plug it in because it's like right here, right below me almost. But I had to get behind this side of my desk in order to plug it in. And the thing was is that there's an outlet there that I could easily unplug and like plug it into, but my light is plugged into that outlet. I have like a strip, like, you know, plug, you know, what's it called, like extension cord plug thing, strip cord, whatever, that has multiple other things in it, but that's actually behind my desk. So I had to like go through there, try and dig it out to try and like, it wasn't just to like plug it in and then set it up, you know, kind of thing, which like if that was just the case, then I'd feel like I'm procrastinating doing it because like, you know, again too, I just need to get it put together and put away, whatever. But the fact that I had to go behind my desk and everything like that, like that's a whole big process. So I was like, I don't want to have to try and get back there and then figure out too, like, what can I unplug? Which I realized I unplugged my alarm clock. So I thought that I was unplugging something else that I was like, I probably don't need to have this plugged in anymore. But no, it turned out it was my alarm clock. So I actually need to plug that back in because that is something that I needed. But I could have sworn though I unplugged the other thing, and I don't know how though. My alarm clock is currently not on. So either I did unplug the wrong thing or I unplugged the right thing and the alarm is just not, all of a sudden decided not to work anymore. But like my light works and it's plugged into it, so I know that it's still working. Like I didn't turn it off or unplug it on accident or something like that. But I don't know why the alarm clock decided it doesn't want to work anymore, or it got unplugged on its own. It wasn't me that did it. It had to have been somebody else or something else or some other reason that happened, because I swear I unplugged the other thing that I thought was the not alarm clock. Anyways, so yeah, but I actually got that hooked up, which like I said was, you know, when it turns into like a whole big process, then it's not easy. It's not like just plug it in and just turn it on kind of thing. I mean, there was the element too of like having to like, because it uses like an app too, so that you can set it up and you can like, you know, like either do the stuff that like basically you can hit the buttons on the top of it, or you can do it from your phone, but it also gives you an accurate reading of like the air quality, like that kind of stuff. And also it checks the outdoor air quality as well. I don't know how it does that. I don't know if it just uses data. Like you can also check the air quality from like your weather app in your phone. So I don't know if that's what it uses to check it, but it gives you a lot more details than it does in like just the weather app. So like I said, I don't know exactly why or how it ends up doing that, or if it's like their own kind of like weather system thing that they, not weather system, but like air quality system that they have, and then they can check for and stuff like that. But our air quality outside is good, and the air quality in my bedroom is excellent right now. And so, and it does check like the particle level, I think is what it is, which checks to see like, you know, again too, like what it's picking up and things like that. And it was like it's picking up pretty much like dog dander, and you know, like that's like on the like level of like, you know, again too, what it's mainly picking up, which I was like, that's awesome. And it's funny because my nose was all really stuffed up earlier today, and I was like, I have to get that thing put together. I was like, because this probably wouldn't be a problem if I, you know, get it plugged in and set up and everything like that. Sure enough, like within an hour of having it set up or so, I felt like I was breathing a lot better and my nose was not all stuffed up. And so it still is like a little bit, but yeah, it seems a lot better. So like I said, I'm excited to have that up and working actually, which is really nice because it's also very, very quiet as well, which is really nice because it won't be, you know, again, too super loud or noisy. I have it on auto, so it's supposed to just like detect, like if somebody's cooking something or, you know, again, too, the air quality for whatever reason it just gets worse, then it will like turn itself up. And so I did try it like on the highest setting. It does, the fan makes like kind of a lot of noise on the absolute highest setting, but for the most part, because it doesn't really need to right now, it's pretty quiet, which is cool, so I don't have to like worry about that. But it also has a night mode where it turns off all the lights as well. There's only like 2 lights, like one on the top and one on the side, but it turns those off and also goes down to the quietest setting. So like I said, that's kind of cool too. I like having that in case I'm like, I can't sleep because there's a light on there and it's blinding. Because I did see some people said that, I think when I was looking for fans, because I also have that little like desktop fan that I got, I was looking at fans on Amazon, and like so, there was one that I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to like get this or whatever, but somebody said that the like the light, or like there was an LED light on it or something like that, like either the display doesn't turn off, so like while you're sleeping, if you have it on, it's gonna be like turned on. And so I was like, well, that's not really like something I wanted, so I switched brands that I was, you know, or whatever, the one that I was going to get, because I specifically didn't want one that was gonna have a glaring light on it and possibly prevent me from being able to sleep at night, because I normally have been turning my fan on at night because it runs pretty quiet, but it turns the display off too. Like there's a little display, but it turns it off when after like 5 minutes of being on or something like that, or like maybe a minute or 2, I don't know, but it turns it off very quickly, so you don't have to worry about having the lights on while you're like trying to sleep or whatever. So I was like, that's really cool. But yeah, it's like, it actually like covers this room. It's like, even though it's like a small space one, it covers this room like really, really well. It should cover my other room very well as well, because I think it's under like the square footage that it's supposed to be, but it is like a small room one. And so I'm hoping that if it works really well for me, maybe my parents would consider getting one of the bigger ones for like the rest of the house as well. And you know, it can clean the rest of the house air, and you know, like I said, for the animals and the dogs, because I mean, honestly, when you do have animals and dogs and, you know, cats and, you know, rodents and that kind of thing too, like our 2 guinea pigs upstairs, they you know, they have, you know, pet dander. And again too, even if you don't have a very bad allergy to it, you might be slightly allergic and not really notice it until, again too, like in Matthew's case, all of a sudden you come back and you're like, oh wow, I think I'm allergic to the dogs, you know, like that kind of thing. I don't know how allergic or if it really was that, but he said that he really thought that it was from the dogs, like that's what he noticed. And like the same thing too, like I was saying, like my dad also feels like he possibly is allergic to the dogs as well, because like he doesn't let them in the bed, because if they get in the bed and then they like lay near his pillows or like on the blankets and stuff like that, you know, like then he says his sinuses get a lot worse. And that's how we figured out that it might have been from like the dogs, that he has like allergies from them. So I actually washed all my bedding today, which was another reason I was like, perfect timing. My bedding's clean. I can put, you know, like I said, the air purifier on too now, and just kind of, you know, because I have a very, very clean clean space. So that's what I got to, again, to a lot of stuff today. Like I had to run 3 loads of laundry to get all my bedding washed. So there was that. Then I also uploaded today as well. I cleaned the bathroom. I got to, like I said, laundry, like my bedding, plus a whole bunch of other stuff today as well. So I got a lot of stuff done, but it was supposed to start raining in like the evening, so there wasn't really a lot to do outside or anything, because I cleaned the bathroom, and then like right after that it started raining, because I was like, well, maybe I'll try and get to some outside stuff today. But it's also insanely hot out today, and it's like, and it's humid too. It's just very sticky and gross. Like I don't want to be outside right now, guys. I don't want to be doing anything outside. It is too yucky out. And it's so weird too, because I'm not like used to having this hot of weather, like still this early. Like it's still only the beginning beginning of June and it's like 85 degrees out and the humidity is ridiculous. Like this is our like July, August weather and it's already horrible. So I think it might cool down possibly after this like thunderstorm kind of thing that we have going on currently right now, which is funny because it's actually like the air purifier is quieter than the thunderstorm and the rain actually outside. The rain's actually what's the loudest, like because it sounds like it's coming down like sheets outside. But my air purifier is running very silently right now compared to, like I said, it's just the rain outside really, but I don't know if that's supposed to cool it down or not. But anyways, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. I should have a Meijer haul for you guys at some point tomorrow, but I will share that with you guys. If you guys did enjoy today's vlog though, make sure you guys give the gold thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.